The Eastern there, that's called Gone. And the Disco 3 before that with Kinda Lovin'. It's 9:42, Radio Wammo Breakfast. Time for The Geek Show with Ms. Behaviour today, joining us at Mohawk Studios in Wellington City. Ms. B, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Wammo.
And today we're talking about makerspaces, Kiwi makerspaces, what they are and how they operate and where they are as well.
Yeah, that's right, because after the delights of the DesForm conference at Victoria University, which is all about 3D printing and making and designing and stuff, I was delighted to hear that there's a new makerspace opening in Wellington. Basically, makerspaces are places that provide tools and equipment and experience and skills and knowledge to allow people to use things like 3D printers and laser cutters and sewing machines and all manner of different making devices.
Okay, and so they are actual physical spaces, these aren't virtual worlds as such.
That's right, these are places, real world places that people can get together with an idea and use the facilities, because this is the thing, a lot of this equipment's very expensive. You know, you can't just go out and buy a lathe or a milling machine or a 3D printer because they're still quite expensive.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is buying them in for the group, and then usually you pay a weekly or a monthly subscription to have access to the tools.
Okay, and so they've obviously been gaining popularity and more of them have been opening. So let's go around the country.
Yeah, there's a whole heap of them to talk about. So basically, starting at the top, we've got Tangle Ball. They've been going for a couple of years that I'm aware of. So they're in Newton, and they do weekly events that you can go and check out. So that's in Edinburgh Street in Newton. They've also got a Twitter feed, so you can follow them at Tangle Ball. And there's a new one coming up at the Biz Dojo on K Road. So this is going to be launching in a few months. Now, the Biz Dojo is in the Iron Bank building, which is on K Road. So it's that really groovy building right down at the bottom end. It's a co-working or co-location premises.
Yeah.
So lots of small companies go in there and either rent a desk or more, you know, a series of desks to share the premises. And you know, to grow together. So it's a great way for people to go in and get started. So the Biz Dojo's been going for a while. Apparently they've got a gaming dojo due to launch as well later this year. But excited to hear that they've got plans to launch a makerspace on Karanga Happy Road.
Yeah.
It's going to have, so it's a co-working studio environment to provide artists and creators of all kinds with a managed place to work. And this is the great thing, that all of the services are managed by somebody else. So all you have to do is go in and use them. And they're going to have a photography studio, a spray booth, industrial sewing setup, prototype tables and more, with a gallery space, so there's an outlet for finished work, and a cafe and bar area for showcasing events and workshops.
Well, that's awesome. Effectively, you could run your business from there, right?
That's right, yes. This is the idea about co-working and co-location premises. This is where people go to if they don't want to rent an office all of their own. Yeah. They can go in and rent part of an office. And the great thing is if you're based in a space that has other people in there in the same situation as you, it's really handy because you're around people in the same kind of boat. You know, small companies starting up, so you can share the pain, share the triumphs, and also share all of the premises and the facilities. So it's a great idea. It just takes a lot of the cost out of getting yourself up and running and growing into a larger space.
Okay, how's Wellington looking?
Well, Wellington's looking really good because, again, there's a new makerspace opening up in Wellington at the end of the month. So they're due to launch on May the 30th at 6 Vivian Street. They're going to have a laser cutter, an engraver, a 3-axis mill, and a 3D printer, which is on its way. And I spoke to one of the founders, Lee Bennett, yesterday, who's described it as a place for serial makers and inventors. And what the idea is they're going to run workshops to help people learn how to use the kit, help them make prototypes of their designs, test them locally at the Frank Hitz Market. So they're going to get a market stall and create an online store where they can see how well the prototypes sell. And if things go well, they'll be able to help people with crowdfunding tools and business support services to grow their designs into a business.
What a great idea.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
And but Wellington, of course, pretty much kicked off this kind of activity, didn't they? So there's already some others there.
That's right. There's been some maker activity in Wellington for some time. One of the big success stories out of Wellington, business-wise, is Pinocchio, which basically have created a system for your own personal factory. So I think with Pinocchio and the fact that there's some really great stuff happening at Massey University and Victoria School of Architecture and Design in this 3D design space, that's really driving this hub, this network of activity. And there's a conference coming up, the Fab 8 conference is coming up in Wellington in August. So if you're lucky enough to live in the capital and you're interested in this space, then it's probably worth going along to have a look at that, because there's going to be workshops running all week with loads of talks, loads of examples. So yeah, you can have a go and see how you get going with that.
And what about?
And there's also a student group called the League of Makers, which is open to the public. So you can also go and check that out.
What about Christchurch?
Now, Christchurch, they're currently, like a lot of things in Christchurch, they're currently on a break at the moment because of the earthquake, because they lost their premises. I have heard rumours behind the scenes of one of the group members starting to run Sunday sessions in their garage just to get everybody back together again. So keep an eye on spacecraft.org.nz, which is the Christchurch group. There's also a Kiwi Bots. If you're into robotics, there's the Kiwi Bots group, which is the Christchurch robotics group. They've got monthly meetings. And if you're down in the deep south, then you can check out D-Space, which is Dunedin's makerspace.
Okay, excellent. D-Space, all right. But what about, sort of if you're not going to hook into those sort of larger groups, are there other ways of sort of getting involved?
Yeah, that's right. There's lots of make-your-own kits you can buy online now, which is great, because you can buy all of the bits and bobs to make, things with Arduino in, which are little chips that you can get to that they can react to things. They can have sensors in them. One of the tools that I really like, this came off the Kiwi Foo list, is Bright Bunny. And there's a picture of Bright Bunny on screen if you're watching the stream. And Bright Bunny's a gorgeous little kit. He's got all the bits in it that you need to make him yourself. You have to do some sewing, but I love the thing. The Bright Bunny kit's intended to help people who want to learn to integrate craft and electronics. And this is the thing, the bunny loves carrots so much, when you feed him one, his stomach lights up. Which I absolutely love.
Cute.
So if you want to make your own Bright Bunny, you can buy one of the kits online through SparkFun, which is a great international site where you can buy everything you could possibly want to make this stuff, from the kits to just the separate parts like conductive thread and LED lights, and for your if you want to do wearable electronics. But the fantastic thing is there's a company called Mind Kits in New Zealand, and what they do is they buy kits from and equipment from SparkFun twice a month, and they ship everything in one lot, so that avoids those massive US shipping costs. So if you're interested, if you want to go and have a look at some of the stuff you can buy, some of the stuff you can do, the best place probably to start is mindkits.co.nz. And there you can, just go and have a look and see what's possible. Have a think about what you might want to make, and then, start and maybe come along to one of these maker spaces.
Wonderful. Sounds really, really cool. And all these links will be available up at thegeekshow.com, 2 3s rather than 2 E's. Also, you'll be able to find this as a video once more as well. Ms. B, thanks very much.
Cheers, Wammo.
Take us up now to the end of the show. A track here from Fly My Pretties. This is called You Know Now. Back to wrap things up very shortly.